Hey, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. Thanks for clicking on this video and stopping by to spend a little time with me today. I picked up a couple of new eyeshadow palettes from Essence. These are 6-pan palettes. I think they came in like 6 different colors. So I picked up Coral Me Maybe and Ice Ice Baby. These were something different that I didn't have in my collection, and I'm actually going to a wedding at the end of next month, and my dress is a coral color, so I thought this might be fun to play with today, see if maybe I want to use that for my eyeshadow for that event. And then I also have some cheek products from e.l.f. I have one of the putty bronzers, one of the putty blushes, which I haven't tried before, and then the Jelly Pop Glow Stick. So we're going to use that stuff today and see how it all applies. Now, I actually did use this eyeshadow palette the other day, and it performed really well. I do have a couple of blushes from Essence that are really good that I enjoy. They're called, I think, just The Blush. Super affordable, nice formula, lasts well, love those. But yeah, so we're going to play with these. I do already have on my foundation, got some lips on, obviously, filled in the brows a little bit, so we're just going to get started on the eyes. And this is what the coral palette looks like. It does come with a mirror, which is nice. And then I'll show y'all the Ice Ice Baby. It's a blue color story. I thought it was really pretty too. This isn't picking up well on camera, but it's kind of almost a like a light grayish kind of color almost. But yeah, these did come, I think, in 5 or 6 different color stories, but these were the 2, like I said, that interested me, so we're going to give these a go. And just something to note, for whatever reason, like on Essence's website, they're all the same price. They're all $3.99. But when I picked these up on Ulta, the coral one was $2.99, which I thought was interesting. But we're just going to start out. I think I'm going to go with this slightly deeper shade. I'm going to start with that in my crease. And I do, as you can see, have hooded eyes. So, you know, I do have to keep things up a little bit higher. Otherwise, when my eyes are open, you can't see anything. Everything gets lost, down in this crease. So yeah, we'll just get started. And these were pretty pigmented. They went on well. Now I will say, for some reason, I don't know if I accidentally got a little bit of my vitamin C serum on my eyelid, but this eyelid was a little dry. So if anything looks odd over there, that's not the shadow. It's just my lid. But I'm going to start with this, and of course I'm going to tap off my brush. There's a little kick up in the pan, but I didn't notice any fallout the other day. And like I said, I'm going to start kind of high here. With hooded eyes, you have to kind of go a little higher than you think, just because everything gets kind of lost in that hood. And I will usually raise my eyebrows and kind of close my eyes just a little and then open them and kind of check and see how my placement's looking. But these blend really smooth. They're not patchy. And like I said, I did wear this one the other day. I think I had the shadow on for like 5 or 6 hours, and it lasted really well. I was pleased. Now I do have my eye primer on. I've got the Urban Decay primer potion that comes in the little purple tube. If y'all know of a good drugstore primer, let me know. I did try the one from Milani, and while it held onto my shadows well, everything applied smoothly. When I removed my eye makeup, my lid was super red. So there was something in that one that just didn't agree with me. And then I've tried which I need to try that one again, the one from e.l.f., the Putty Eye Primer. I don't think I was taking as good a care of my skin at that time when I tried it originally, and I do still have that one in my possession. It seemed like it made my lids look, it emphasized, that kind of crepiness and all that stuff. And that was, I'm anti all that. Yeah, that's going on really nicely, blends well. I'm going to take that a little bit lower here. You guys been watching the Olympics? I'm normally such a huge fan. You know, I love to watch the Olympics. You know, these are the best athletes in the world at what they do. But I've just not been feeling it this year, which I'm going to try to watch a little today or this afternoon. Because I feel like, gosh, you know, these folks try so hard to get to where they are. They train and, you know, are the best in the world at what they do. So I feel like they deserve some watch time and some praise and some, you know, what have you. And I do have green eyes, so, you know, orangey colored eyeshadows are supposed to bring out the green in your eyes. And I did tightline just a little bit with a Milani eyeliner in like a deep plummy kind of color, which is another one of those colors that's supposed to bring out the green in your eyes. And I think I may take a little bit of this lighter color. What is this called? Just Messy. And just apply that all over the lid. I'm probably going to put a little shimmer there because I like shimmer. But just to give us a little color in that area. And then I'm going to take this deeper brown color, which is called Stare Was Holding. We're going to put that in the outer corner there just to deepen that up a little bit. And I need, what did I do with my flat shady brush? Oh, we got something here that'll work. And I'll probably drag a little of this into the crease too, just to kind of, and I'm just going to kind of pat that on to start with. And then I'm going to drag a little over that way just to kind of deepen that area up a bit. And that one looks, if it's coming across a little patchy, I have a spot on both my eyes, like right here, that doesn't want to take shadow as well. And I really think that's what's causing that kind of patchy look. And I'm going to kind of try to keep everything lifted. Normally what I do, I will normally do my eyes before I do my foundation. That way I can just clean up, you know, with concealer or my foundation or whatever. But if I make a little mess, I'll just take a little concealer and we'll, you know, just to clean up those edges. And I like to just kind of pat that on, kind of get it where I want it, and then I'm going to blend with a kind of fluffier brush. And I'm just dragging a little of that over the crease just to kind of deepen that up a little bit. And this eye is kind of the same with that little patch that doesn't want to hold shadow as well. I think that looks pretty even, and I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and we're going to soften all that up and kind of blend everything together. When in doubt, just keep blending. I feel like I lost a little bit of that first color that we put in the crease, so I'm going to take that brush that I used with it and just add a little back, just so that's still kind of peeking through. Yeah, I like that. And then these shimmer shades, ooh, which one? These shimmers actually feel super creamy. They're really pretty. I think we will go, I think I'm going to go with this kind of deeper shimmer here that is called something, Pennies and Dimes. And I usually like to apply my shimmers just with my ring finger. It just works the best for me. I usually, I find I get less fallout, and I prefer it. I actually don't mind using my fingers for eyeshadow. I'm just going to tap that on the lid here. And I'm going to go almost, kind of right into that deeper color that we put in the outer corner. That's pretty. These shadows perform well. Like I said, this is the first Essence eyeshadow palette I've tried, and I have been quite pleased. That's really pretty. Really, really pretty. I like that. Perfect. I'm going to take that brush that I used just to blend everything out with and just kind of soften that edge there. And even the lightest shimmer in here is not really as light as what I want for like the inner corner. And I did tightline already, so I'm probably not going to put any additional eyeliner on, but I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Color Icon palette in Walking on Eggshells and use this kind of shimmery, it's not really picking up, but it's just kind of a light, not champagne, it's just a light colored shimmer. And we'll pop that in the inner corner if I can find a little pencil type brush that will fit in there. I could have swore I had one out here ready to go. I do, it's just hiding. This is a little bit bigger than what I would actually like to use there, but I can't seem to find, unless I threw it away or my grandson likes to take things and throw down in the vents. So it's possible that ended up in there. We're just going to pop a little of that in the inner corner here, just to brighten that area up. And I do have some pretty big caverns here, so I did color correct those, or attempted to color correct those. I have a hard time getting anything to stick there. Trying to look in a mirror that doesn't exist. Lord help me. And I've only used this Wet n Wild palette one other time. So I need to use it again. We're gonna go just a little more there. I want that a little bit to pop a little more, kind of open up those eyes there. Yeah, I think that'll do. And we'll pop on a little mascara, and then we'll move on to our cheek products. And like I said, I did try these things the other day. The Putty Bronzer is a very sheer formula. And I applied both the bronzer and the blush with a brush. But I think today I want to apply with my fingers and see if I can get a little better payoff. I think I may take a little bit of that, because this Wet n Wild shimmer is not too shimmery. It's really more satiny. We'll put a little of that up there on the brow bone just to highlight that a little bit. And mascara, I'm going to use the Maybelline Sky High again. Our bronzer, this is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. And it comes in, if you've got one of the e.l.f. Putty blushes, the pan size is the same. And I did pick up, originally when they first launched it, the contour shade, the Feelin' Shady, and I liked it. It works well as kind of a nice subtle contour. And then I decided to pick up Honey Drip to see how that will work for an actual bronzer. I'm just going to pick up some on these two. It is a very emollient formula. It does feel a little creamier than the than the blush. We're just going to take it on our cheeks here and just pat. And you can see it is showing up. It's just a, like I said, it's a pretty sheer formula. But if you like a more natural makeup look, or you know, you want it to look like you're not really wearing bronzer, I think this would be good for you. And I didn't notice it, the last cream bronzer I tried picked up my foundation, which was quite disappointing, and I did not notice that with this one. And I may, that's showing up. I may take a brush to do my hairline. Got a little Real Techniques, what is this, an expert face brush or something. Just going to swirl that in here, and we'll kind of tap that up here to bronze up the forehead a little bit, disguise that 5 head a touch. And you can see it's showing up. It's just a sheer, you know, more of a sheer wash of color. I'm going to do a little on the nose and the chin and just kind of give us that kind of bronzy everywhere type of look. Yeah, if you're going for that, you know, really bronzed summer goddess type look, I don't think this is going to be the bronzer for you. But if you want a natural, you know, kind of a subtle bronze, and I think this would probably be pretty on like a no makeup day. Just going to tap the edges of that to make sure they don't have any harsh lines. And I'm just using my damp sponge that I put my foundation on with. And then the bronzer, the blush that I picked up is in Turks and Caicos. It's kind of a peachy, corally shade. And like I said, the blush has a kind of thicker consistency to it. And I'm going to do the same thing, just going to put some on my fingers and tap that in. Doesn't seem, there we go, we're getting a little color now. This is definitely not as creamy and pigmented as the Milani Cheek Kiss. I still think for the cream blushes that I have tried, I can't talk today. The cream blushes that I have tried, which I've only recently started getting into cream products, I think that Milani is. Now I did try the liquid blush from Flower Beauty. I enjoyed that one. It's a pretty color. I'm just trying to build it up. I like a good bit of blush. I have to be careful or I will be leaving out of the house looking like a clown. And this blush does feel like a cream to powder formula. And I like a little on the nose and the chin. And we'll even do a little dab here on the forehead just to kind of tie everything together. Yeah, both of those are kind of a more sheer formula, I feel like. Which is good because you can, you know, as you say, you can build it on itself. But those are pretty. And I don't feel like either of those picked up my foundation. And I'm going to take a little bit of, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just going to take my sponge that I put my foundation on with and try to clean up that eye a little bit. Just to kind of keep everything going in that more upward slant. I think both of those are pretty. And when I did wear this the other day, I did notice the bronzer seemed to wear off rather quickly, which is kind of a bummer. But I guess if you wanted to use that and then, you know, set it with the powder bronzer or something, so that was kind of a bummer. But now the blush, it held on well. And now we're going to try our Jelly Pop Glow Stick Just going to dot a little bit here. I do prefer a more natural highlight. I find if I get too wild with the highlight, it emphasizes my texture, which is the exact opposite of, you know, what I want to do. I don't know if that's picking up, but it's kind of gives a dewy, kind of a dewy look. I'm going to put a little bit on my finger and see if we can get that a little. Generally, if I use a powder highlight, I like to put that on before my blush, just to kind of give that more lit from within type of look. And like I said, I did wear all these the other day. I think the eyeshadow I had on for like 5 or 6 hours. It held up well. The blush done well. The highlight done well. The bronzer, it wore off pretty quick. And I did, you know, I set everything and that whole to-do. I'm going to take a kind of a fluffy brush and just go over the edges of this eyeshadow up here just to soften that a little bit. Yeah. And that is our finished look for the day. Get this off of my head. These eyeshadows, I think, now I don't know, you know, like I said, I can't speak for any of their larger pans, but these are beautiful. They really performed well. I mean, not just for the price, but just in general, they performed well. Let's put on a little brow gel here, and then I'll swatch the blue. And they did have a, like I said, on Essence's website, they were all $3.99, which is, you know, not bad for 6 shadows. They did have, you know, 5 or 6. It was like a mauve and a taupe and a green. But let me clean the back of my hand off and I'll swatch this blue one for you guys since we didn't use it today. And I know if you have brown eyes, these navy colors are supposed to really make your eyes pop. I'm just going to dry my hand off here so you'll be able to see this better. Like I said, both palettes have 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. So we'll do the mattes and then we'll do the shimmers. And I'm just kind of barely dipping in. I don't want to dig in super hard there. Those are your mattes there. You can't, you know, this one is kind of a really light color. But I think it would work, you know, as a transition shade, or maybe to kind of blend the edges. Let's see how these shimmers feel. These shimmers feel nice as well. Now this, I will say, this one here that looks a little more glittery, it does feel kind of chunky. So there's all 6 of those shades. Let's see if we can. Like I said, this one feels a little chunky. I didn't see any type of eye warnings or anything on here. I'm going to see if the chunkier. Yeah, see, in this coral shade, there's not really like a chunky looking glitter in this one. Interesting. But yeah, that's our video for the day. And I did not notice, I didn't notice a ton of fallout. Like I said, there was a little kick up in the pan, especially with those mattes, which is the only thing I dug my brush in, I guess. But yeah, these are really nice. I would highly recommend these, especially for the price. If you're looking for, you know, maybe you want to dabble in a little bit of color, but you don't want to buy a huge palette, I think these would be a great option. Really cute. So that's it for today. Thank y'all for stopping by. I hope I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.